Amanda, I want to play a game.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of Smile 2. Now as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I'll give you guys the two options. Given that quick disclaimer, let's get into the video. Now, Smile 2 follows about to embark on a world tour. Global pop sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and unspeakable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressure of fame, Sky is forced to face her past. The film is now available in movie theaters and is the sequel of Smile from 2022, what was called one of the best, if not the best, horror movie of 2022. And was extremely hype, so probably you remember about it. This film has a running time of 2 hours and 7 minutes, and to quickly summarize, the film opens 6 days after the events of Smile. We have Joel trying to get rid of the curse, but he's unsuccessful and someone saw him die. That is the opening scene. Then we have the title card and we quickly jump to the main character, that is Sky Riley, portrayed by Naomi Scott. She is a successful pop star that is in New York City, and she is preparing for her comeback tour because she had to cancel her tour because of an accident where her boyfriend died. They were both under the influence of alcohol and other substances. So she has been dealing with that, but she is saying that she's prepared. She's even saying sorry to her fans, and we see that she is okay. But that cannot be farther from the truth. She is dealing with a lot of trauma. She has been dealing with back pains because she had to get some surgery. We see her scar. She needs to take strong painkillers because of her abuse of substances. She cannot get anything prescribed. So she goes to a dealer. And when she goes to her dealer because she needs more, it turns out to be the guy that saw Joel die. The name of the dealer is Lewis, and he sees Sky and he is having a psychotic break. He has no idea what he's doing. He doesn't even remember texting Sky to come over. He is losing his mind. We know why, but she has no idea what is happening. We see him die. We don't see the creature, but we know what is happening, if you remember what happened on the first one. And she is seeing everything, so of course she is now cursed. Over the course of the next days, she starts to experience weird encounters with people with the smiles. She's having what she calls vivid nightmares, but we all know what is happening in reality. And she starts to lose more and more control. Everyone around her believes that it's just because of what happened and her issue with alcohol and the substances, but we know what is actually happening. She starts to get also text messages from an unknown number because she freaks out when Lewis dies, but she doesn't call the police because she realizes that if she does, she's going to be connected to a drug dealer, and she cannot allow that to happen with her reputation already. So she suddenly starts getting texts from an unknown number. She is freaking out because she thinks that she's going to get caught by the police or something. It turns out to be someone that actually tracked Lewis and then tracked Sky because he is correlated to someone that died because of this entity, creature, demon, whatever you want to call it. He explains to Sky that he has this theory that if he kills her, this entity is going to be able to disappear if no one is present, and then he's going to try to bring her back. At first she's like, what? No, hell no, she's not going to do this. But after more things happen, she has no other choice. So she drives to an abandoned Pizza Hut. This is the only thing that has a freezer big enough for her to be in the inside and doesn't get brain damage. But when she's about to do it and the guy leaves for a brief moment, the creature reappears. And now she gets locked inside of the freezer with the creature, and she takes the substance that she needs to get killed and she injects herself, but when she sees her hand, nothing is there because it's another illusion. When she reopens her eyes, she is in the middle of the stage. She is dressed and ready to go, and everyone is there. Even people that were dead are there, and you could be thinking, maybe everything was an illusion. Maybe she was able to do it, right? Well, of course not. She looks in front of herself and she has another version of herself with the smile. The creature pops out just like on the first one. She gets killed in front of everyone, but what everyone is seeing is that she's choking. And she stops, she wakes up, everyone is like, what is happening? Maybe this is part of it. And then she stabs herself with the microphone on her eye. So now she died with a smile in front of her dancers, producer, her mom, that is also her manager, her assistant, and her fans. And we know that this is far from being over, and that's how the film ends. Now, getting into the review, when Smile came out back in 2022, if you have been here in my channel for that long, maybe you remember this. If not, I never saw the film in theaters. The main reason was because I was leaving for a trip that same day. But being 100% honest, I wasn't interested on watching Smile. I remember seeing the marketing, I remember seeing the trailers, but I wasn't interested on it. So I was going to look for something to replace the review, or maybe I was going to watch it because I had to and not because I wanted to. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy when I realized that I was going to miss it. So I leave for my trip, but I keep seeing that everyone is talking about how good it is and this hype and calling it the best movie of the best horror movie of the year, and I'm like, what? Really? This? I just leave it there since it never caught my attention enough to return home and watch it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch it someday. That someday became February of 2023. I actually did the review. I ended up doing the review. The review's on my channel. I don't remember what I said, but I do remember that I gave it a 3 out of 5. And I do remember that I didn't love Smile. I didn't feel impressed by it, and I feel that because of all the hype that it got, maybe my expectations were too high. I don't know, but I ended up not loving it as much as everyone else. I felt that it was okay, and my personal opinion is that the film was a little bit overhyped, but that's just my opinion. A lot of people say the same thing about Barbarian, and I love Barbarian, but that one I saw in theaters before the hype got over, so maybe that is what happened. So by the time that the sequel was announced, I wasn't happy, I wasn't interested, I wasn't excited. I was not even looking forward to watch this. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to watch it. I was actually looking for get this one replaced with something else, but I didn't find anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to a theaters and see it to see if maybe this one is a little bit better. Turned out that it is. Probably you have already heard this, probably you have read it, maybe you saw a video of someone saying it. This sequel has done something that is rare and is been better than the first one, but it did happen. This one takes everything that worked on the first one and enhances it. One took seriously the rules of a sequel: bloodier, bolder, and more deaths. It took that to heart because here we have more blood, it's even more creepier, and we have even more jump scares. When it comes to the practical effects and the makeup, they did a fantastic job. The creature at the end looks so good. The gore from the very beginning, so good. It's intense from the beginning. Then we have some moments that we can breathe a little bit and then it picks up again. But all those moments that include blood, they were good. What for me is the star of the film is the protagonist, Naomi Scott. Now, I knew about her before because she appears on the Disney Channel movie Lemonade Mouth, an amazing movie, and in my opinion, the best one from Disney Channel, and also on the live action of Aladdin and the new version of the Charlie Angels. On both Lemonade Mouth and Aladdin, she sings, so I was already familiar with her talent as a singer and performer. But I have never seen her in a role like this, so I was very surprised to see how good she was. She was able to bring perfectly both sides of the character. For her, it didn't feel that is an actress trying to be a performer. No, she did it so natural, it fitted perfectly. She has experience already and you can really tell. And then we had the human side of this character. We have a singer that is struggling with alcohol and substance abuse. She has a best friend that their friendship fall out and she's struggling a little bit. She has a difficult relationship with her mother that is also her manager. She mentally is not well. And we have those sides, and I think that she did both perfectly. All the moments where she is screaming, crying, all those dramatic moments, you can see it and feel it. Even when she's not speaking, on her eyes, you can see her pain. So I was very surprised with that. Like the songs that they did for the film and the character, those are songs that I could be hearing outside from the film. I really like them, and we even have a moment where she's performing and doing all the rehearsals. That was a really cool scene to see. Remind me a little bit to Trap, that it's the thriller that came out, I would think like 2 months ago. That we also had a singer that is Lady Raven, that on real life she is also a singer and performer, and you can really tell that she is also one. So it reminded me a little bit on it when it came to that part of the character, but when it comes to rest and the trauma, completely different. But Naomi, she did such a good job. When it comes to other members of the cast, they were for a short amount of time on the screen, but they still did it very well. And those were Ray Nicholson. He plays Sky boyfriend. He has a short amount of time on screen, but if the last name sounds familiar, it's because yes, he is the son of Jack Nicholson. And just like his father, he has a creepy stare. He has what it takes to be in horror, so I really like to see more of him in horror, since this is the first time that I ever seen him. We also had a small part of Lucas Gage, that is who plays Lewis at the beginning. I have seen him before, but I really liked his part here. I think that he also did a good job. And also the return of Kyle Gallner as Joel at the beginning. I really like him as an actor, especially in horror. I think that he always does a good job. So those three, although they were small parts, all three of them did a good job. When it comes to the rest of the cast, they were okay, nothing outstanding. When it comes to the soundtrack, the sound effects, and like I said, the songs, I really liked it. That one was effective. But what for me makes this film not be excellent and the best movie is the overuse of the jump scares. Now, don't get me wrong, that is the whole point of the movie. The first one has a lot of jump scares, and this one too, but this one overuses the jump scares to the point that they become predictable. There are moments that you're watching and they take you off guard. Very good, but there are other moments that you can see them coming from a mile away. And at least I'm gonna have to say that they did a better job with hiding them on the marketing compared to the first one, that if you see the trailers, you saw the majority of the jump scares. Here, at least, they hit the majority of them, so you can be a little bit surprised, so kudos for that. But I still feel that they overused them. And also the story, although it's easy to follow, it still uses the same formula as the first one. Feels like watching the first one, just a different story and better executed, and it turns predictable as well. There's a moment where Sky is talking with her mother and they're talking about how she has to perform, and I thought she's going to die on the stage in front of everyone, and this is going to spread to everyone else. But as the movie progresses after that, I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's what they were trying to give as a hint. But then when she's on the stage and she sees the creature, I was like, yeah, I wasn't wrong. So the story, it turns a little bit predictable, but still that doesn't take away that the film is still entertaining. I feel that it's an engaging story. If you're someone that gets scared easily, maybe you're going to end up jumping out of your seat a little bit more. But if maybe you're someone like me that I am used to it, I'm like, no, not going to jump or anything, but like good thing. Or maybe could have been better. In the case, like I said, some jump scares were good, others way too predictable. But in the end, this is indeed a good horror movie. I feel that it's enjoyable, is worth watching, and is indeed better than the first one. So for me, this one is going to be a 4 out of 5. It was actually good. I had a good time. So for me, what takes that last star is the story drags a little bit at the end, that is a little bit predictable, and the overuse of the jump scares. But for the rest, when it comes to the performances, the story, we have the subplot of the mental health of Sky, the practical effects, all of that. They did a pretty good job. So if you were interested in watching it, go and do it. If you like the first one, probably you're going to like this one even more. So for me, this one is a 4 out of 5 and an 8 out of 10. I don't know if this is going to be on my top 10 of this year. I'm gonna have to check, since we still have a few ones that are coming that most likely we will have a similar rate. So I don't know yet if this one will be on my top 10, but at least on a top 20, top 15, this one will be it of my favorites of this year. I was surprised, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting a lot from this, but it ended up surprising me a lot. So with this, I end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you saw this one, what are your thoughts? If a sequel will be coming, who knows? It has an open ending for it, that's for sure, but only time will tell. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!
Game over.